Welcome to Brown and Annie Lawrence Home, where comfort meets sustainability. Today we are joined by Helen, the General Manager, and we'll be looking into their journey towards solar energy, the upgrade they've done to the system, and how it has impacted their daily operations and especially the residents. First question, Helen, is just to get a better understanding for the residential home for elders and what sets it apart from the rest.
Well, I like to think of the Brown and Annie Lawrence home, our home, as the best kept secret in Pinelands. It was opened in 1930 by Princess Alice, the Princess Royal, and we celebrated our 95th birthday in February this year. And our focus is on comfort, companionship and care. And we pride ourselves on offering person-centered care, which includes consultation with the family and the resident.
Okay.
In the grounds, we also have a retirement village, Broadwalk Mews, which consists of 39 dwellings. And so in total, the community that the solar energy serves is over 100 people.
Okay. And how would you say does the day-to-day amenities and operations of this establishment rely on reliable power?
It's really critical. So the normal things, catering, laundry, housekeeping, electricity, running the elevators, that's just the usual thing, the same as any other place, but on a much bigger scale.
Okay. So before our journey started with this establishment, Helen, what led you to the decision to go solar?
So energy stability is not only essential for comfort, but it's also essential to manage this high-risk environment. Our energy needs are the same as any other place, but as I said, on a much larger scale.
Yes.
So I can't have residents having candles or gas in their rooms. The risk is just too high for people who have failing eyesight, failing cognitive ability. And worse still, if they're wandering down the passages at night with a torch on trying to get to the toilets, the risk of them falling is just too high. And that's always the beginning of the slippery slope for an older person. So we have over the years had various solutions, and we've had rechargeable emergency lights, but they're really unstable and they're not sustainable. So we needed to come up with a better solution. We did get a generator, but that's also just a short-term solution.
Okay, I see. So there's definitely an emphasis and focus on providing comfort for the residents. And then another thing that I wonder is, how did the solar energy and solar system in general impact your savings as a retirement home?
So what's happened is, we didn't put batteries in, so that already has limited the offering that the solar can give us. But we went live in October 2023, and at the end of May 2025, we had saved 179,000 Rand.
Yo.
And that was purely in the cost between the cost of kilowatt per solar energy and kilowatt that we pay the city of Cape Town. So 179,000 Rand saving in 18 months is pretty good. We're quite happy with that.
That's great. That's great. So as Enfin provide flexibility with our options, you recently upgraded from an 80 to a 100 kilowatt peak system. If you can just give us a better idea, what inspired you to make that decision?
What was pleasing to me initially is that when we spoke to Enfin, they promised us that we could add on and grow the system as necessary. And as time went on, we monitored the solar energy, we monitor the energy usage very critically. I monitor it monthly, PV, grid and diesel. And with advice and input from Enfin, we realized that we could harness even more energy by adding the extra panels. So we added 42 panels in November, and we have already seen a return on investment in that. I haven't got those figures set apart from what I've been the overall saving.
So the next thing that I would like to know, Helen, is just what changed from the day-to-day operations since the solar has been installed?
Well, actually, it's amazing because nothing changed. Things were seamless. There was a complete integration. The installation was really quite atraumatic, which was really surprising. So nothing's changed except the savings we see month by month. But also the level of anxiety and the worry about, is the generator going to come on? Is there load shedding this weekend, after hours, that kind of thing. So for the peace of mind of the solar system, but it was a seamless, really successful integration.
That's great to hear. Next, I would like to know a bit more about how your experience was with Enfin from the start of the first installation up until the recent upgrade.
It's been fantastic. So you came very highly recommended by Melissa Dutoy from Belgian Energy Consultancy, and you really lived up to your promise and you've delivered on what you promised. So the team are available, they answer quickly, they respond quickly, they advise and give suggestions as I go along. So it's a very professional team and it's great working with you all.
And then before we end things today, Helen, I would really like to know, the final question I have is, what do you appreciate the most of a power purchase agreement?
It's actually a win-win situation because we're not in the business of maintaining solar panels, making sure we're getting the best return. Enfin take care of that. But I am guaranteed of an absolute lower cost of energy from the solar system than I'm ever going to get from the city, and that stays the same, so I'm guaranteed saving. And also, I'm also guaranteed that I'm getting the best performance I can from Enfin, because it's in their best interest to make sure that they get the best return on the panels.
Exactly.
So it's absolutely a win-win for both parties, and with no capital expenditure.
Thank you so much, Helen, for giving us the opportunity to get a better understanding for your story, and we hope to empower more stories like yourselves, one panel at a time.
Thanks, Andre.
Hi, my name is Sibulele, the O&M technician at Enfin. We are here at Brown and Annie Lawrence Retirement Home, which is one of our many sites which is here in Cape Town. Right next to me, it's a sun-grown inverter. This system which we have here is a grid-tied system, meaning all the DC energy that is converted to AC is sent directly to the house, feeding the load directly. This site was recently upgraded in 2024, late December. The reason for that, we saw that the load is too high. So since we have a 110 inverter, we decided to push it to its maximum. So hence why now we have a 100 kilowatt inverter on it to support the load and to give them as much saving which they can get on the electricity consumption.